evening, I was part of a program in the diocese as there were several priests who had to do podcasts in tea time theology is what they call it, and we had a listening session with the speakers and the people, and over 25, 30 people who were involved in Zoom, and my topic, of course, was evangelism, and I I really appreciated this new technology and the challenges that we had, because it gives me the opportunity to proclaim Christ in a new way, and so this, what I realized yesterday after that program, and of course in the midst of doing this ministry, the challenges we have as we adapt to it. The core message becomes spread out in a new way, and light becomes dispersed in the world in a powerful and joyful way. And so I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the people that I have on our team to help that work to proclaim Christ, to spread the light that we have, the people that are involved with the technology that we're engaging in right now. And I'll tell you, today is a day in which we will bring out and talk to two people who are instrumental in our foray into this whole new media system that we are our church is engaging in. And I'm so grateful for their participation in this ministry, but also I'm grateful for their friendship, because I've just made in this last 3 to 4 weeks, I've made a deeper friendship with them. Previously they were just acquaintances, but now I've gotten to know them much better, and I'm just so grateful to God for that. But and we will introduce them, both Ben Barber and Shane Belanger. But first, I wanted to talk a little bit about patience. I was, we're in the midst of this crisis, and I'll tell you, I am just like everyone else, and I want it to be over with. I kind of want what I used to have, what I used to know about how to do church. But I've come to the realization that will not happen. I think there are going to be parts of our ministry and our lives that are similar to what it was before. But this whole experience of COVID-19, of the lockdowns that we had, the economic impact of this virus, the way in which our institutions are dealing with it, I think this situation has profoundly changed us. And so, but I'm so impatient. I'm waiting for us to get to the other side of this controversy. And sometimes, though, we're called to wait. We're called to wait and work. Work as hard as we can, and do what we must, but then to wait for the fruits of our labor. My grandfather was a farmer back in India, and and I've always been pretty much a city boy. I lived in towns throughout all of my life, and whether in the U.S. in Princeton, or here in Westerly, or down in New York City. I used to be. I'm an urban person mostly, but when I'm visiting back in Mundipilli, and especially when my grandfather was alive, he was very much tied to the land, and so in his planting, in his agriculture, he would work really hard to till the ground, to put the seeds in, to plant the things that needed to be planted. But then there was a great deal of waiting for the rain to come, the sun to do its work, the nutrients of the ground to to fortify those fledgling plants. And he would get up every morning and he would work to till the ground to make it good, so that the vegetables or the fruit or whatever he was planting would come up. But there'd be a lot of waiting, and that's the example in the world, right? In nature, there's a lot of waiting, and we have to do it patiently. I've been thinking about this because there was a wonderful meditation by Brother Curtis Almquist from SSJE, and I'm part of his. If you join Society of St. John the Evangelist and you put your name on their email list, you subscribe to their thoughts and meditations, they send you these thoughts and meditations. And he had one yesterday, and at first I saw the email, but I didn't really pay attention to it. And then later in the day, Betsy Rice, our senior warden, sent me the email and said, Sunil, I hope you picked up on this one. This one's a really good one to listen, to read, especially as we think about our current situation. And of course, when the senior warden says something to you, and especially our wise senior warden, Betsy, when she tells me something, I make sure that I read what she, or look in deeper to what she's suggesting. And it was been great. And so I might ask Ben to put this up somehow on our website, but he speaks about patience, and he speaks specifically about the definition of patience. The English word patience comes from the Latin patientia, which is a quality of suffering. And suffering you are as you wait patiently, hopefully, sometimes desperately, for resolution. Patience also means dependence, exposure, being no longer in control of your own situation, being the object of what is done. Living life patiently is very difficult to do. And he goes on to say, living life patiently is not the only way to live and navigate life. Some situations we face in life, just like now, require aggressive responses. However, patience also needs to be active, an active word in your soul's vocabulary. When the answer is not forthcoming, when something is not being resolved, when the door isn't being opened, when someone is not acquiescing, when you have lost any sense of controlling your circumstances, there's also an invitation for patience. It's to wait like watchmen waiting for the morning. In that last phrase, he quotes Psalm 130. I think we're in a time of waiting, my friends. And it's a biblical concept. And we're required to have patience, to have faith that the work that we do will come to fruition, but we have to wait for it. And in the waiting, we are trusting, and our faith is growing as we trust in God to make all things well. I thank you again for being a part of our community, and I hope that these words are always words that help you on your own journey of life. If they are, please do share this video. Share it with people you know. Share it as many times as you can, and share it so that people may be blessed through it. And then also love it and comment about it, because I'd love to hear what your thoughts are, especially as we struggle with our present circumstance and continue to spread the light of God in the world. Now, today, again, we have these two wonderful guests. You know them already. Well, Ben, very well. He comes on the show occasionally and says hello. And sometimes when my internet is not working well, he comes in and he subs in and becomes our interviewer of our guests. And it's been just a joy to have him. But there's also another person, Shane Belanger, Ben Barber and Shane Belanger. Shane is the behind the person's he's the person behind the scene, and he also helps us with our website. He has, both of them together has helped us organize this ministry in technology. Ben is a producer, and his business is DNB Media. He produces the Casual Cook Show. He works closely right now with our lieutenant governor in Rhode Island to establish these town hall meetings to help connect the people to state officials. He is a podcast producer, and the other thing is that he has some real experience in acting and drama. I didn't know this, so I'm hoping one day we get to see some of this. But he was also the founder of the community children's theater in town, and so it's got a wonderful and interesting bio. Then Shane Belanger is the owner and operator of Westerly Life. It's a media company that focuses on small businesses and marketing, and he uses modern techniques to bring these businesses into the forefront and help them do their work. And both of them have been instrumental in our efforts to gain some foothold in this new technology, and also as we proclaim the gospel in this new way. So please, Ben, Shane, please come and join us.
Hey guys.
Hey.
How you doing, Neil? Hey, Ben.
Hi. How are you all doing?
I'm doing fantastic. I just have one quick little correction. Belanger is my last name. How to pronounce it?
You know what? I am just such a fool. At least it's Belanger.
Belanger. That's how we pronounce it. Belanger is how some families pronounce it. If we want to be all French, Belanger.
Belanger.
Yeah.
It's originally French. You know what? That goatee makes you look like D'Artagnan. You know. I love it.
There's over the last year, I've just seen the gray come in.
Oh yeah. Well, you look sophisticated.
Thank you. Hey, I'm used to it. I like it. This up here is what bothers me more, but hey, it is.
Well, you wear it well. I got to tell you, my wife never lets me have a beard, and she just doesn't like it. But I love it. I think it's great. Great. So Belanger. What does it mean anyway? Do you know what it means?
Well, it's funny. I thought that it meant because when I did a lot of traveling in my 20s and 30s, and we went to Europe with a bunch of my friends after college, and Paris is one of our stops, and we're walking around, and they start making fun of me. I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And boulangerie means bakery, so I thought that's what it meant, was baker, but I started digging a little more, and it was an offshoot of that. So to answer your question, I really have no idea. For the longest time, I thought it meant baker, but.
Well, you're always cooking up some stuff. That's for sure.
There you go.
Yeah. So, Ben, you and Shane, again, I've just enjoyed knowing you better. We were acquaintances for several years, and Shane, you worked on our website, which really brought us forward. And Ben, the first time I met you was at a Trivia Pursuit game that we had at our church. But I really am so happy to call you both as friends. I've just gotten to know you. Only really over the last 3 to 4 weeks. But we've been facing this challenge together, and that's how good friendships are forged in the midst of challenge sometimes, you know?
Absolutely. And now we see each other literally every single day.
Every day. And and Ben, you have a great sense of humor. I mean, it's just
thank you.
The other day you had we had this Trivia Pursuit thing that you did, right? The media thing that we had for Trivia Pursuit on Monday.
Right.
And you took a picture of me and and from before it was like we were going to use it on a meme, and we have it on that poster, and all of my friends are laughing like crazy about it.
I'm trying to see if I can pull it up real quick. But yeah, I mean, you asked me to take the photo,
Yeah.
and then I sent it as a joke. So this has actually happened a couple times now. When we had Cal Lord on as a guest for Food for Thought, I was making the graphic as the advertisement for Food for Thought, and I was looking through because I know that you guys are friends. So I was looking through your Facebook to find a picture of the two of you together, and I found one with you smushing pie on his face.
Yeah.
And so I made two versions of it. I made one with Cal in a suit, at Central Baptist, and I made another one with the picture of you and the pie. And before even responding to me whether or not he thought it was funny, Caswell posted the pie picture everywhere. So
Oh no.
so then today, or yesterday, I had made this as a joke, and
Are you smarter than a priest?
and Caswell immediately was like, "Go, do it, send it out now." And I was like, "Should I ask him first?" And he was like, "No, don't ask him. Don't ask him. Send it out. It's hilarious. Just do it."
Are you really smarter than a priest?
And what's amazing is Jackie said that we immediately got more signups. So, which sort of goes into the whole theory of what we're talking about, and the media company aspect, and what Shane and I are finding that we do really well together, which is marketing and branding, and sort of thinking outside of the box. I mean, putting up a thing that just says virtual trivia night, it's a fundraiser for the church, come on, come help us, is nice. But to put up something ridiculous and make people laugh for no reason really, it made people more interested in doing this thing that's really fun. I mean, we did the first virtual trivia night, and that was really fun. And then also, one of the other things that I did is I recorded that entire game on Zoom, and then I cut it so that there were a couple videos of it, and I put some of those up on your Instagram, which also got pretty good reactions as far as everybody, you being able to see everybody laugh and smile and have fun together. I almost put up the donkey question video, but I didn't. I didn't.
What's
But Shane, I'll send it to you.
Okay.
You would have been in trouble, not for me.
No.
The
That's
boss. The parish administrator is going to be.
Yeah. But we're having a lot of fun with that stuff, and it's been a really enjoyable time doing. I mean, you guys are doing 9 live streams a week at Christ Church. There's 5 Food for Thoughts, 2 Complins, Wednesday morning prayer, and the Sunday morning Holy Eucharist service every week, which is really remarkable. And why, as Shane keeps saying, you guys are the leaders and at the forefront of the virtual church movement right now. And it's a movement because it's a necessity. Obviously, as you said, like these are all things that would be nice and are nice to have, and you'll probably want to keep in the future for people that are not in your local community, or that are shut-ins, or unable to just attend that service that day. I know that at my church, one of the most prominent families for years in the church, they'd come every Sunday morning, and they would have to leave about 20 minutes in because all of their kids had soccer games all over the state.
Yeah.
And I haven't thought about this until this moment, but how great would it be if they're able to watch the service on their phone live while they're getting their kids ready for soccer, and they don't have to worry about all of that stuff. They're still able to attend church. They're still able to give their tithes and offerings. They're still able to have that fellowship. But during the 6 to 8 weeks where their kids are crazy with soccer, they don't have to worry about showing up and the 20-minute travel time and all of that stuff. So I think that having their kids change in the bathroom before they leave, there's so many different reasons why this is wonderful. It's just that we really hope and pray that we can get back to having both and having the best of both worlds as soon as possible. But I think that you guys are at the forefront of it, and we were testing out stuff, you and Shane and I yesterday, with moving the church services back into the sanctuary, and some different camera angles and stuff. How did that feel for you to be back behind the pulpit, the real deal, the altar?
It was great. It was great, and I love the way, and Shane was really wonderful setting up all these different cameras and what we're.
It's fun for me. I love doing this stuff.
Yeah, I could see that there was a passion that there was just that just comes out, and that's it's infectious, from both of you. It's really, it was exciting for me to be there because I never imagined myself doing this type of ministry. And now you both have made it just so fun and engaging.
Yeah. See, what I love about this technology, I'm sorry not to cut you off.
No, please do. That's what
is now at the live streaming level, because of all this technology, the barrier to entry has come down so much.
Yes.
That now we can do all this stuff, and this is why I love it. And it's, when you look at live streaming, yes, you can just grab your phone or your computer and you can live stream, but now there's different levels of live streaming. And the real fun part is trying to find gear, because there's not a lot of dedicated live streaming gear. There's more now than there was a year ago, but we're finding is we're robbing other disciplines. Well, we'll see if this works. We'll grab this microphone, we'll grab this device and this and that, and we mash it all together, and we're making it work. And we're getting these professional productions with switchers, and this, like the Sunday service coming up, we're going to do a multi-camera view. We have a really nice Hollywood level gimbal, and of course we have Ben producing the whole thing, and this is amazing. And now you can reach your congregation and keep in touch with them.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's interesting how, so we're going to have George Kent. He's going to play a prelude and a postlude and a piece in between. And he's been, and with George, we had Chris Walsh actually tape him before, and it's just amazing. It's beautiful. And then splicing it in, I mean, with Ben producing this thing with also Andrew Howell, who is the Chorus of Westerly director, who is leading our singing, our hymn singing, and then we have all of our participants from our church who are reading passages. It's just amazing. It's beautiful, and in that beautiful setting of the church, I think I'm looking forward to seeing what it looks like, and whatever the case, we're going to continue to improve, which is what you guys have been doing all this time.
And this leads into when you're opening up with the patients. That is something I have learned over the past 4 years of building this company, is patience. And when I've over the past few years, I've gotten involved in meditation. It's become such a part of my life, a daily routine, sometimes twice a day, because it definitely works. It helps get your thoughts in line, attack challenges, and overcome those challenges. Because as you said, every single live stream, something goes wrong. It may be something small or it may be something huge, but it's how you respond to that challenge. And with the meditation, it's allowed me to respond more effectively, because number one, panic. I don't care who you are, we're human beings. If you can control the panic set, you can control the whole thing. You can control the room. Now, and then you can calm yourself down, you can attack the problem, and next thing you know, you fix the problem. So it was a great intro, Father Sunil, was my point. And when I was trying to figure this out and learning how to meditate, I was using an app called Headspace. And what the instructor was saying, instead of focusing on trying to find patience, focus on what's causing you to be impatient.
That's a good
and that really helped me out to identify what it was. And of course, it's all internal. It was all up here. because the company wasn't moving forward as fast as Shane liked. But I also know that it's not on my schedule. I'm on the company's schedule. It's going to take what it takes. It's going to get where it gets when it gets there. Yeah. So understanding, accepting that was probably the hardest thing.
Yeah, no.
You just that's a wonderful, wonderful story. And I'm so sorry that I was looking off, because you just reminded me of something that I had never put two and two together on, and we'll talk about it afterwards. But I have a new place to put food for thought, and I think it's going to change the game. So I just wanted to check that it was something that I could do on there really quick. So I'm very excited, but it's a meditation app that most of our clients are on.
Yes.
And we put a lot of talks on there, and they get, like hundreds of thousands of listens and stuff. Because it's specifically a meditation app. It's called Insight Timer, by the way. I'm not hiding anything. You can go find it. It's a fantastic app. It's a free app. You can find guided meditations on there. I like to listen to just Zen guitar. Like, it's very soothing, and I just am able to think and have my own moments. But I think that would be great. And at least the 10 minutes at the front, I think I should put on that app every single time that we do one of these.
Yeah.
Because that would be great. But yeah, I think that's wonderful. And my favorite part of these episodes of Food for Thought are the first 10 minutes. And I really like cutting out some of those things that you say, and that because they're so insightful, and they're so, you tell some really deep stories. I haven't heard the store the store rant from the other day, because I wasn't producing the show on Tuesday.
Yeah.
But I want to go back and listen to that, because I heard that it was funny. Yeah, I really love all of the insight at the beginning of the show. So I just, to echo what Shane said about all of that.
Well, you know what it is what I think at the very beginning, when we were talking, you were talking, Ben, and I think Shane, you pick up on this too. Church for me is something that I'm passionate about. It's fun. It can be fun. It can help you find courage and hope, and that's very serious. But it's also about community, and in the midst of community, I mean, I just imagine Jesus to be a person who laughed and enjoyed people and relationships and knew that they were a blessing from God. And so, I think it's important that we laugh together in our Trivial Pursuit games, and in our community activities together, or in our coffee hours together. In Food for Thought that I really love. I love that first 10 minutes, but I also love all of my guests. I mean, I just like the insights. I mean, that connection makes me feel so joyful, and making new friends, and being grateful for helping me to see life in a new way. That I'm grateful for that,
Absolutely. By the way, we have to follow Debbie and her amazing children. So thank you for that, Father Sunil. We can't compete with yesterday's show.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I completely agree. I think that's amazing.
Well,
so I also just want to remind you, we have the announcements scrolling, because I know that you're out of time. We have the announcements scrolling at the bottom. So upcoming events: curbside plant sale, May 16th, 10 a.m. Virtual coffee hour, 11 a.m. every Sunday after church on Zoom. Bible study returns virtually every Monday, 2 p.m. starting this Monday, and virtual trivia with me Monday, May 18th at 6 p.m. Now, Jack, you can't yell at any of us. Please sign up for all of those things. Please go to christchurchwesterly.org for a full list of that stuff. And boom, now you don't have to do any announcements, and we don't have to get yelled at.
That's great. I love it. And again, thank you for all your work. One of the things, Shane, I just wanted to make sure that you all knew, Shane has increased our website capability. The last 2 times. This is a good challenge and a good problem that we've had. There are
Yes, it is.
so many people who are trying to access the service. Over 250 people over the last 2 weeks. Our website was had crashed a little bit, I think, or I don't know the exact terminology, but
I was actually going to bring that up, and yeah. So the way to try and bring it down into layman's terms, the way the internet works. Think about, let's look at it like a map. You have your house, and it's on a street somewhere, and it has an address. It's the same thing with a computer server. It's someplace on the planet, and it's connected via the information superhighway, to use an antiquated term that's still kind of relevant, that has an address. Now, of course, where your website was hosted when we built it, it was a brochure site. So we didn't need a lot of resources. Once you started doing the church services and started going live, here we go on the website with a player. And as it started gaining popularity, now we had all these people flooding this server. Too many people than the server could handle. So what the web server does is like, okay, I can't handle these people. I'm just going to shut down because I'm not designed to do this, which is a great problem to have. Now, I've moved my server for Westerly Life. I think this will be the 4th time. And people look at that as, well, your website crashed. I'm like, well, yeah, it's because we had too many people coming to the site, which is awesome. So yes, we moved christchurchwesterly.org to a brand new, very fast, very zippy, very modern server. So anybody who's going to be logging in to watch the services on Sunday will have no problems, at least server related. Now with computers, you never know what's going to happen. But like I said before, going to respond in kind. You never know what's going to happen. Just be prepared for everything.
Yeah, and the thing is, we're successful. It's being successful, and again, I'm grateful for both of you and your contribution. Caswell Cook, who is our mastermind.
Can't forget Caswell. Yeah.
You know, you three are the Trinity for a wonderful Trinity, and a great friends. So we want to thank you again, and God bless you. And so what I'll do is I'll just end up with the prayer, and I'll let you guys go. Aren't they amazing? I'm just so grateful to have them as a part of our church experience. And, God brings people together to help us, to help ministry be done so that we can pass good, hopeful light to a world that doesn't always see the light. Let's say our prayers together. The Lord be with you. Let us pray. Jesus Christ, you traveled through towns and villages, curing every disease and illness. At your command, the sick were made well. Come to our aid now in the midst of the global spread of the coronavirus. Heal those who are sick with the virus. May they regain their strength and health through quality medical care. Heal us from our fear, which prevents nations from working together and neighbors from helping one another. Be present with those in authority who are making hard decisions. Support the medical professionals, emergency responders, our teachers, and our students, and those in technology, those who are producers of shows, those who are people who help our website and our ministries to become technologically relevant. And we also pray for our caregivers. We ask your blessings. In Jesus, we pray. Amen. Join with me in the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us on temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Friends, go and spread the light of God. The world needs it.